What's going on? Welcome aboard to How to Trap Bar Deadlift Properly. 7 most common errors, and I even threw a bonus one in there too. So the trap bar deadlift is one of the specialty bars that you're seeing more of in a lot of commercial gyms, unlike other specialty bars. But the trap bar deadlift is one of those lifts that it's performed somewhat correctly, but there's still room for improvement for a lot of lifters, and that's what today's episode is all about, so stay tuned. One of the biggest mistakes on the trap bar deadlift is not standing in the middle of the trap bar. So what you could do is put tape. This will help you line you up a lot better. This is very common for novices and beginners, but it could easily be fixed. Secondly, you want to look at your uneven hand placement. So I like to use the knurling as kind of like a reference point for me, but it depends on your fingers. And what you could also do is just put tape in the middle of it, and that should be a good reference point as well. But make sure your hands aren't staggered like in the video, and don't just pull from anywhere. Make sure your hands are in the right place. So thirdly, you want to make sure that you're pulling the slack out of the bar while you're standing as tall as possible. So a lot of people, they do pull the slack out, but the problem is that they don't stand as tall as possible before pulling. What ends up happening is they kind of have to pull it twice. So what I recommend is you pull the slack out of the bar and then you stand as tall as possible, like you can see in the video. This puts you in a way better position, way better aligned, you're more neutral, and now all you have to do is just drive up with less complications and you're only pulling it once. So thirdly, this is more of an internal cue, is that a lot of lifters, they just pull the bar up. And me personally, I don't think this is the right approach, especially on the trap bar where there's a lot of quad. The approach I like to take is more pushing the feet into the ground. Another big mistake that lifters make is that they don't grip the bar hard enough and it tends to wobble. This is very common for novices. So what you don't want to do is grip it all loose like you're seeing in the video and have the bar all wobbly. You're never going to lift a lot of weight that way. You have to grip it as hard as possible, and it's a great grip builder as well. The 6th biggest mistake with the trap bar deadlift is not bending the bar with your lats. You see a lot of lifters, they kind of have their elbows flared out and they just pull. What you want to do instead is try to bend the bar, and your elbow should be pointing in back of you and not by your sides. It's going to give you less power leaks, you're going to feel a lot stronger, and you're also just going to feel less wobbleness when you do the trap bar deadlift. So you're going to feel a lot stronger and your numbers are going to shoot up. So next on the list we have the heels rising from the ground. So I recently made a video regarding the squat, why this may happen to certain lifters, so you might want to check that out. But your heels should not be rising on a trap bar deadlift. It's not only on squats that happens, it actually happens on trap bar as well, because it's very similar to a squat. So lastly, I just threw this in. It's not necessarily a mistake, especially if you're going through some kind of injury and you have to use a higher handle. But generally speaking, for many lifters, I think they would benefit more from the low handle. There's more range of motion, and you're just traveling the bar for the further distance. So you might want to try it out. Alright, so there you guys have it. Hope you got some value out of today's episode. Let me know in the comment section below if you learned anything about the trap bar deadlift that you didn't already know before. And with that being said, subscribe to the channel. See you guys soon.